Oh, hello. Good fucking fucktards of goddamn fucking. Oh, I guess this is fucking YouTube, Ron. Fucking YouTube. Oh, yeah. Let me get my sludge. The fucking sludge. And so, folks, we're going to put on some music. Oh, we are. This first song, folks, this song, well, it's about election time and who you should be voting for in the upcoming elections, folks. Like we would bother at all, folks. You know, I wouldn't vote for any scumbag who hasn't legalized marijuana. That's basically what it comes down to. If that's not on your platform, well, wouldn't even stand in line to fucking waste 2 minutes of my time to vote for a piece of shit. Otherwise, right? Just wants to continue oppressing people. And as for any of these COVID scumbags, I wouldn't vote for any of these people who enforce these ridiculous rules upon the people. Should be my right to go out and risk myself getting sick if I want to or not, which I do anyways, right? Folks, let me tell you, the COVID rules have not affected me in any way. I went to the Caribbean in the spring. I visit my family all the time. Spent my Christmas and my birthday, and will be spending my next birthday with my family. Oh yeah, I have friends over every fucking day. Just had a party 3 days ago. Had about 10 people in this apartment. Yeah. I don't have any effect. I have yet to live by these rules, and I wish some pig would give me a fine for violating the rules, folks, so I could drag it through the court system and cost the taxpayer double-digit millions as I drag it through the system for like 10 years, folks. I'm a pro at this. Let me tell you. I took a causing a disturbance case, folks. This is the lowest fucking charge you can get in Canada next to fucking jaywalking, and I dragged it through the court system for 10 years. Oh, yeah. And in that 10 years, I cost the Canadian taxpayer double-digit millions. No doubt, not to mention we used 2 courtrooms, multiple lawyers, about 8 different lawyers, of course, paid for by the taxpayer. 3 different judges we had to deal with, multiple districts. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. We had a good time, folks, with that case. And then, in the end, you know what happened to me? Nothing, because they were desperate to make it fucking go away. Oh, that's what happened. It's true. And so anyways, that's how you do it, folks. You make them pay. Anytime they give me a fine, it costs them money. I've never paid a fine in my life. Do you know, folks, every time I have a marijuana charge, which I have about 35 of them on my record, I'm supposed to pay a fee to the court of $150. I owe like about $3,000 to the court right now. Some of these fees go back to fucking 1989, folks. And I've yet to pay any of them. And they send me mail for them every month. I get about 20 letters a week that they put a postage stamp on that cost about 50 cents each time. And I've been getting these letters for about 30 years. And yet I've never given them a dime. They have no way of making you give them a dime either, folks. That's the beauty of the whole system. Because normally they would just steal money from your employer or whatever and then make your employer get it out of you, right, by taking it out of your check. Oh, yeah. But I'm self-employed, folks. Yeah, so they can't do that shit to me. They can't touch my money. Other way they can do is hold back your driver's license. Yeah, I don't fucking drive. And if you don't drive in Canada, folks, you don't have to pay any fines. None at all. You're immune to fines if you don't drive in Canada. Because the only system they have to make you pay a fine is to hold back your driver's license. That's all they have here in Canada. They have nothing else. There's no other recourse. And so, like, I have a friend who drives without a driver's license because, well, he's gotten a lot of fines. And so he has like $60,000 in various fines and car insurance. So he drives without a driver's license and without insurance. And when he gets pulled over, it's not a criminal offense either in Canada, folks, that drive without a license. No, they just give you another $600 fine. They impound the car you have, right? So you can't get the car back without a fucking driver's license. So never drive anything worth more than $500, right? And then they give you another $600 fine, which you don't have to pay because you don't have a driver's license in the first place, right? And so the whole thing's a big joke. And so, yeah, you don't have to pay fines at all, folks. I don't pay fines. Never paid one in my life. No, I don't get very many. But I did get a jaywalking one not too long ago, and I got all those court ones. Never paid any of them. No. And so there you go. And these COVID fucking fines, folks, I could drag through the fucking court system for 15, 20 years and cost the fucking Canadian taxpayer probably close to $100 million as I do a charter challenge on each individual one, right? And I do it the slowest fucking way possible. You know, a lot of people just announce they're doing charter challenge from day one. But no, I drag it through each individual little court I can. And I make each individual case as slow as possible. Oh, yeah, I fire each lawyer halfway through. That way we got to start all over. Matter of fact, fires the lawyer 3 or 4 times in each case, in each courtroom. We always take the maximum time before we file an appeal. My appeal only goes in the final fucking day, right? Oh, it does. And then once we're in the appeal, we start firing lawyers again and have to keep starting over. Each fucking court district will take me about 3 or 4 years before we finally excuse them all. And yeah. It's a beautiful thing, folks. I enjoy it myself. I have a lot of fun. Gives me something to do. I have nothing better to do, right? So I can go there, fuck around with these people. Oh, and when I go to court, folks, they like to check your pockets, right? So I bring like 50 bags of marijuana with me, couple different jars of dabs, couple grinders, couple cans of pop. I bring enough junk food to feed a fucking city. Oh, yeah. They spend about 20 minutes, folks, at the lineup. When I finally get to the thing where you have to be searched, if you're behind me in line, you ain't going to make it to court because they're going to spend a good half hour dealing with me. Oh, they are, folks. I bring a lot of shit with me to court. And every time I have a good laugh while we fucking go through it all. And I'm like, oh, guess what, guys? I'm going to be back tomorrow and I'm going to bring even more shit with me. No law against me fucking carrying fucking shit in my goddamn fucking pocket, you know? Oh, there ain't. And so that's just how it is, folks. I fucking make things time consuming, expensive, make everybody else's cases delayed. It's what we do. Oh, yeah. If you got a case waiting for you and it's in my courtroom, odds are you're going to get off. You know why? Because your case is going to be delayed so much that they're going to have to drop the charges. Oh, folks, that's what happened with my causing disturbance case. We had so many real criminals have their charges dropped because of that. And they would go up to me and go, oh, Steve, you know, people who commit murder, manslaughter, and rape, they're walking today because of you fucking dicking around with this court case. I'm like, they're not walking because of me. They're walking because of you, buddy, because you won't drop the charges. That's the only reason they're walking, buddy. Let's get that straight. You're the one who let the fucking rapists and fucking criminals walk. Had nothing to do with me. Zero zip zichola. And so there you go, folks. I always let them know. You're 100% responsible for everything that happens. You're the one making me drag it out. This could have ended day one had you just dropped the fucking charges. Good. Uh, uh. And so there you go, folks. And then, of course, folks, we find out where my judge lives, like Mr. John Menzies, a judge I had in Ontario, and we protest outside of his house every day. And I get my followers to come join me. Like, who doesn't like to stand outside a scumbag judge's house and protest that he's a scumbag? Well, everybody does, so it's pretty easy to get people to come out to these things. And before you know it, we're at his house. He's on the news. I can't live in my fucking own private residence because of this piece of shit. That's what Mr. John Menzies told the news, folks, that it was no longer safe for him to live in his private residence. And do you know what, folks? This was all over just causing a disturbance. All I did was hold a sign at the side of the road that said marijuana is BC's biggest industry, and the police chose to assault me over that. Oh, yeah. Of course, it would cost them millions of dollars to deal with it. Yeah. That's all it was over. I hadn't even actually committed a crime. It was mostly a lynching, right? It was. Under Canadian law, I had done nothing wrong. The police had assaulted me. They're the ones who done something wrong. And so there you go. It was good times, though. In the end, folks, well, the officers contradicted themselves and perjured themselves in court, which we were able to prove. The one officer had to quit his job because, well, like I said, he perjured himself in court. And it was just too obvious because his other officers told us he perjured himself because they weren't willing to follow his lie. Oh, yeah, because they saw this going places and they didn't want to be part of that little downward spiral, you know? No. And when they attacked me with this holding the sign, folks, I was standing on a stage in front of 40,000 people at a Chilliwack concert, smoking weed with the Chilliwack band, talking to a CBC reporter. So, of course, the CBC got it all on video. Oh, they did. It was hilarious. And when the cop jumped on me, he tried to steal the sign, and I put my body on top of the sign. And he's like, "Make it easy on yourself, Mr. Payne, and give up the sign." I'm like, "You should make it easy on. You should turn around. You're about to become a national celebrity." And he looks up and sees all the CBC cameras pointing at him and the crowd going, "Woo!" because they think it's part of the show. And he gets up and runs. And then I get back up and I hold my sign in the air and the whole crowd goes ballistic, right? It was a hilarious event, folks. It was out of control. And then the band from Chilliwack goes, "Yeah, I don't know what's up with that pig, but we like Marijuanaman and smoking weed." And the whole crowd is like, "Yeah." Oh, it was pretty funny stuff. And then 3 months later, because the CBC put on the news what scumbag these pigs are, they came up with the causing a disturbance charge for me 3 months down the road, right? That's what they did. And then I dragged that out for 11 years in the court system through two districts, 8 different lawyers, making sure the government's paying for everything. And oh, yeah, it was good times, folks. The government spent enough money on that causing a disturbance case to have over 100 people get a transplant surgery. Oh. And in the end, nothing happened to me. Though I was found guilty, I refused to. Causing a disturbance being such a minor offense, And I was in Vancouver, and they no longer believed I was guilty there because everybody had seen the video. It's just I had a judge I had to deal with in Quesnel where I was being lynched. And so he gave me the maximum, which is 40 days community service. 40 hours community service, 6 months probation, and a $500 fine. I never paid the fine, ever. I don't know what happened to that. I don't even get letters for that. They gave up, right? The government's learned I don't pay fines, period, end of sentence. And so then there's the community service, right, folks? Well, I first went to my probation officer, and I've learned through the years to bullshit these people and see how that goes. If it don't work, you move on to another plan, right? And so I get there day one, and she's like, so have you looked into your community service? And of course I hadn't. But instead I said, oh yeah, I went over to the SPCA the other day, and I did all my community service in the last 5 days over at the SPCA. And the woman walks out of the room, and I figure she's leaving the room, and she's going to find out I bullshitted her and come back and ask her why I lied. And I'm going to go like, why the fuck not, you know? And that kind of stuff, right? And so, no, but that isn't what she does. She comes back and she goes, oh, well, you know what, Mr. Payne? Since you've done so good with your community service, you don't need to see me anymore. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great. Thanks. And that was the end of that. Fuck. Did nothing. Never paid the fine, never did the community service, and never even fucking did the probation. The whole thing, and it cost the Canadian taxpayer double-digit millions to deal with it. It's just fucking hilarious at every level. And so, folks, that's what you do. Now you know. Knowing's half the battle, right? When you get charged, you make them pay. Oh, yeah, they can only hold you in a cell under bullshit charges for 3 days, folks. Then they have to come up with something real. And if they don't have something real, you're allowed to walk. And so, you know what you do in those 3 days while they're holding you? You shut your fucking mouth. They're going to want to talk to you. Oh, it's lonely in the cell, so I can understand. You'll want to come out and talk to them. But you know what you do when you come out and talk to them? I like to talk about the weather. And they're like, oh, well, Mr. Payne, we're asking the questions. And then I'm like, well, why the fuck should I answer your questions if you ain't going to answer my questions? And it goes on like that. And we have a conversation that goes fucking nowhere really fast for about 10 minutes. And then they throw you back in the cell. And then they bring you out about 5 hours later and try again, right? Where then you have another conversation just like the previous one. It's good times, folks. We're going to do another big fat dab. Oh, I like to say stuff to him like, is your mother as fucking ugly as you are? Or is this just something that only came with you in the family? Oh, yeah. I always like to bring up family members in the conversation, folks. Not that they care, right? Oh, fuck. Hey, they're the one who brought me out for a conversation. If you didn't want to hear what I had to say, you could have left me in the fucking cell. You know? That's the truth of the whole fucking situation. Oh, yeah. And so there you go. Same when I fly, you know, when I travel, folks, when you come to Canada, Canada's the only country in the fucking world that I've ever traveled to, at least, that makes you fill out this fucking form before you land there, stating your name, address, where you fucking, whatever's on it, right? I don't even know. So anyways, I get off the plane, folks. I drag my leg because I got a suitcase full of drugs, right? We don't want to be talking to customs too long. I drag my leg. I drool a lot, you know? Yeah. Uh, uh, um, on my passport, just a sec. I got it somewhere here. Here it is. And then they'll be like, did you fill out that form? And I'll be like, I can't fucking read. And I make them fill it out, folks. Oh, yeah. And after that little ordeal, they're just like, get that fucker out of here. Meanwhile, all my friends that I come with, folks, they search them all. They spend the next fucking 4 hours at the airport being fucking searched. Meanwhile, all their drugs are in my bag, right? And so I'm at home getting high, you know, texting them, hey, when you're done getting raided by the pigs, come on by and pick up your shit. You know, folks, it's true. So anyways, we're going to do another big fat dab. Be all fucked up. Fire in the hole. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And of course, folks, you never talk to fucking law enforcement, right? You know, there's these people called Pot Brothers at Law. They're on Instagram. They're a bunch of lawyers out of California. They basically tell you what to do. And that's shut the fuck up. Oh. Yeah. You just show them ID. If they ask you your name, you give them ID. You don't even have to say your fucking name. It's on the fucking ID. When they ask again, you point to the card. In Canada, folks, we have the right to be silent. And if I'm not under arrest, I have the right to fucking go. It's one of the two. And so that's how you end your fucking conversation with these people quickly. You go, am I under arrest or am I fucking free to go? That's the only thing you ever say to them. And if you're free to go, you hit the gas and get the fuck out of there. And if you're under arrest, the conversation ends. Nothing more to say. There you go, folks. That's how it's done. They got nothing, and you'll be walking. Because they're stupid. And rarely have anything, even when they do have something. It's true, folks. The only way they're going to have something is if you open your fucking mouth. Oh, yeah. That's the only way. Just a sec, folks. What's up, G? My dog's acting all weird. And so there you go, folks. And in the States, you don't have the right to be silent, but you do have the right to invoke the fifth, which I highly recommend you do every fucking time. And invoking the fifth is basically the right to be silent. It means I got nothing fucking to say to you pieces of shit. That's basically what it means. Oh yeah, well in Canada they're allowed to ask ID you, like I'm supposed to walk around with identification. Oh, it's true, folks. Like I'm in Nazi Germany. Do you got your paper, sir? Do you belong in this hood? Let's see here. Oh. Well, that's basically what it's come down to, folks. That's why my passport's expired, because I have no plans on ever traveling again. And so that solves that problem. Oh, yeah. And I don't drive. We'll let that expire, too. As a matter of fact, it did. Now when I show ID, it's like, they're like, this is expired, sir. You got anything recent? I'm like, no. Why would I update my identification? Looks fine to me. I look the same now as I did then. Fuck. The address is even the fucking same pretty much. You can mail your shit there. I don't really live there, but I can get the mail eventually, once or twice a year. It's not like I'm in a hurry to read any shit from the fuzz anyways, right? Oh, fuck. Not really. There's somebody outside. Hello?
How's it going?
Fine, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, sorry. My phone isn't working, so I tried to text you, but it wouldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
My dog kills people, folks.
It's true. It's a killer dog. Trained in expert mercenary tactics.
Oh, yeah, folks. You know the pigs here in Vancouver, they stole my kids' baby slippers and their baby bag. And even a judge ordered that they return the baby slippers and the baby bag. Oh, yeah. And I went there with the judge's order to go pick up the baby slippers and the baby bag. And guess what? They still would not return the baby slippers and the baby bag. I never got that shit back, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Fucking scumbags. That property office has so much shit that doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, they don't. It's up to them if they're going to give it back to you too or not. It doesn't matter what the judge says. They just go, "Oh, we misplaced it."
Yeah, it's in my car.
Yeah.
I put it in my trunk.
I put it in my trunk. Yeah, exactly.
Not too sure what happened to that.
Oh, fuck. They're scumbags.
Yeah, they shot that guy this morning because he was throwing things from the roof.
Oh, did the pig shoot somebody? I don't watch the news anymore.
They killed a guy in the downtown east side at 6 a.m. this morning.
Oh, pretty exciting.
I remember I was listening to the radio. The guy's like,
I thought I heard some gunshots go off.
Oh,
And
there
I
were
was just
gunshots last night, but like early, like 3 a.m.
I was like, oh, another night in the hood.
Did you hear that? Like 3 a.m.?
Maybe.
Because it was literally right outside my door. Someone
One night I was doing a show on here and I heard like rat-a-tat-tat-tat in the park. Eh? I like, oh, another night in the hood.
Well, I'm on the 5th floor, so it would be pretty hard to hit me because of the angle. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You got a different situation.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get the bulletproof glass.
Yeah, well, you're not allowed to have it, and the cops stole my bulletproof jacket because you're not allowed to wear one in British Columbia.
You can have bulletproof glass.
I don't know. You're not allowed to defend yourself from bullets.
It's just the vest because you can conceal the vest. You know what I mean? It's hard to conceal a pane of glass. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like it's pretty. You can kind of point to it and be like, "Well, look."
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, the cops are like, this guy's wearing a vest. What you wearing a vest for? I'm like, because you guys are completely incompetent.
Because you got your gun drawn right now.
No, I'm not worried about them. They're not the problem. They couldn't shoot a target unless it was standing, 4 inches in front of it.
Well, the problem is they can't.
Anytime police pull a gun on you, folks, you know to run. At least in Canada, because the odds of them hitting you, even if they shoot at you, are slim to none. Right?
Especially half of them are female cops now.
That don't make a difference. It's just none of them have ever pulled the trigger on a gun before, and so they have no clue what that thing's going to do when you pull the trigger. They're just totally out of the loop. And as for aiming, well, nobody ever showed them that idea, right?
Apparently, the gang squad, that's all they do is they just sit and shoot, and then they get a call and they go and they come back and sit around in the basement of the courthouse or whatever and shoot at targets.
Well, we only hear about their great incompetence, and so
yeah,
most of them, can't hit the target 3 feet away, 99% of the time.
But the gun looks good on their hip. It's intimidating.
And so you just run every time, folks. I done it many times when I was little. I just ran, hopped the fence. You hear them shoot a few times.
Well, they're pretty fat usually, so they try to chase you and run out of breath.
Oh yeah, they run out of breath pretty fast.
That's what happens, and they're carrying all their stuff.
Yeah. Like well, I hop fences.
Three medical bags.
I like to go through people's backyards and hop fences.
A belt with like 6 pairs of handcuffs and like a taser.
Because that's usually how you lose them.
Another pouch of stuff.
Is hopping fences.
Because he can't carry his 40 pounds worth of.
Because they're done. Once they see you go over some 10-foot fence, and I do it in like 3 seconds, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck."
Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis couldn't catch that guy.
They're like, well, he got away. You usually don't have to hop more than one fence a lot of times. We could phone. Do you want to try phoning him again, guys?
Oh, who are we phoning?
Just a sec.
Oh, I'm just curious. I took my phone out of my pocket outside, and like in a second, it's covered in water. Like just covered.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully it's gonna be okay. Calling you English guy.
Oh yeah.
Respect the plant. Oh, nice. Oh, this is better than Zoo, eh?
That's how everyone does it. He doesn't ever answer.
Yeah, he's got spotty service.
Like none.
Yeah, like every couple hours.
He's got to drive an hour down the road to get a couple bars.
Yeah, like every few days, like some radio waves pass over.
8 is not available. After tone, please record your message.
I guess you emptied your voicemails again. That's always a good move. That way we can leave some more. We're just wondering, if you were alive or buried under the snowbank. I heard you got snow. We don't get snow here because we don't live in a shithole that fucking like that, right? But hopefully you get out of that, whatever it is you're in, right? And
snowbank.
Yeah. and also find some cell service too. I know it must be rough. And so there you go. Peace out. So I got to figure out how to end this thing on my phone. Oh, here we go. My screen always goes off, folks, and this new phone's fucked up. It doesn't work in normal ways. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna. Oh, I do have my dab. It's right here.
Yeah, inspiring people to smoke lots of weed.
Yeah.
Very important.
Fire in the hall.
It's been classified as an essential service by the government. These desperate times, we need to have a morale boost.
Oh.
Some bell action.
Oh yeah. No, I gotta run. Till next time.
They redid the